Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nabil Amshar from Diploma in Graphic Design, and today I would like to present about lighting in photography. In this presentation, I would like to mention about introduction, what is light, properties of light, exposure, types of light, types of lighting, and the example of light. Technically speaking, light is part of electromagnetic wave spectrum. It is usually referred as visible light, which is visible to human eye and responsible for the sense of sight. Light in photography are what the colors are in painting. In painting, there is a canvas colors. In photography, you can say colors is light, brush is lens, canvas is a sensor film. When light strikes, the color of the object we see in natural world is the result of the way object interact with light. When a light strikes an object, it can be absorbed, reflected, or transmitted by the object. Three examples of light strike is reflection light, absorption light, and transmission light. Reflection, most common and most used property of light. One of the most common use is when flashlight is bounced off the ceiling or a wall to obtain a diffuse soft light on the subject. Absorption light starts at the object and does not refract or refract. Object appear dark or opaque. The energy thus observed manifests as heat. Absorption is useful in subtractive lighting technique, example wood. Transmission is when light passes through the surface, filter or gas work on selective transmission. And this is the last one, refraction. Lights go through the object and bends at an angle, example diamond and water. The temperature at which a black body will emit a radiation of the same color as a given object. In simple language, color temperature is the color of the light. It depends on the source of the light, thus is producing it. Light consists of 7 different colors. When all the different wavelengths belonging to different colors combine, it produces white lights. Colors, as we can see in the universe, is the result of the selective transmission of light. Relative size of the light source with respect to subjects renders the light source as hard and soft. Hard light has more contrast, accentuate the texture and give a more decisive feel in the photograph. And soft light in the turn has less contrast. It makes the surface look smooth and give a more moderate feel. Natural light and artificial light. In general terms, the light from source not made by mankind is termed as natural light, and light from source which are constructed by human beings is termed as artificial light. What is the function of aperture? The opening of the lens which controls the amount of light entering the camera. ISO, a measure of the sensitivity of film or sensor. High ISO means more sensitive sensor film and less amount of light is needed to make the exposure. Histogram. It is the graph of various values of gray versus numbers of pixels. It is show the distribution of various gray values with respect to the number of pixels with the gray value. Types of light have 3 characteristics, which is key light, field light, and backlight. As the name suggests, this is the most important light. Key light defines the shadows in a composition. All the other light are placed according to the key light. A field light is used to open up the shadows. Ideally, field light doesn't have its own shadow as it is generally less in intensity than the key light. Lights. that outline the subject and separate the subject from the background. These lights are also known as side lights or hair light depending on where they are placed. Types of lighting. Front lighting. Key light is directly behind the camera giving the subject an even exposure. This kind of lighting is more simple and easier to meter. Side lighting. Key light is coming from one side. Front lighting might render a subject two-dimensional. Side lighting gives it a volume and three-dimensional look. And this is the last one, backlighting. Backlight is the behind of the subject. Shadows pictures are the best example of this kind of lighting. This is the backlight. This is the side light, or we can call it as a side light. And yes, key light, or in front of my camera have key light.